Hello everyone and welcome to Soul Ascension Tarot. My name is Whitney and I'm an intuitive tarot reader. Today's message is going to be about what your spirit guides and angels want you to know. I have 3 piles already pulled. Well, actually I only have the oracle cards pulled. I'm going to shuffle tarot cards on camera and get some additional messages from those as well. Please allow your intuition some time. If you need to, you can pause this video and allow your intuition enough time to guide you to the pile that is meant for you. Keep in mind that this is a collective message, so everything may not resonate with you, and that's okay. I never want you to force a message to resonate with you. If it doesn't, please only take what resonates and leave behind what doesn't. Timestamps will be included in the description, so just click on the description and click on the timestamp that corresponds with your pile. I'm currently not taking personal readings at this time, so please don't be scanned by anyone who may pretend to be me offering readings to you. All I ask of you to help support me and my work is just liking this video and subscribing. That's pretty much it. But yeah, I think that's all I have for the intro. I'm going to go ahead and get started with the readings. Hello, pile number 1. I have here your oracle cards, but I think I'm going to shuffle some tarot cards first and get those messages out the way, and then we'll come back to your oracle cards at the end to see what other messages your spirit guides had for you. So, spirit guides of pile number 1, what message do you have for them, or what do you want them to know? What is something that you want pile number 1 to know? What is the message that they need to hear? You have 6 of Swords. With the 6 of Swords, okay, so I'm gonna shuffle while I'm talking, but sometimes shuffling helps me with channeling messages. But I am getting the message already that it feels like some of you are moving away from something. This could be like you moving away from, I'm hearing for some of you like this is moving away from like a person. It could be moving away from a certain mindset or belief. It could be moving away, I'm hearing for some of you like in a certain environment. But whatever the case is, I get the feeling that whatever you're moving away from, it feels like it's no longer serving you anymore. Like you've kind of, like whatever you're moving away from, it's already like served its purpose in your life, and there's no longer any room for it to take space up in your life. So it's like you're moving away from it. I can't see for certain exactly what you're moving towards now, but like the feeling I'm getting is that you're moving towards something. Hold on, let me stop shuffling because Spirit wants me to get this message through. If the feeling I'm getting is like you're moving on to something, you don't know exactly what that something is. It's like the path hasn't been completely laid out. You don't have all the steps towards this new journey that you're going through. You don't know what this new journey is going to include necessarily, but it's like a feeling like you're following your gut. I feel like maybe your spirit guides have been sending you signs and signals that, you know, it's time to move on. I don't know why, but I'm hearing get ready. I feel like they've been trying to get you ready for whatever it is that you're moving towards. That's really interesting. Like they've been trying to prepare you for this new journey that you're setting out on. I don't know, I'm hearing that like this new era that you're entering into, it's like, I'm hearing the word reward too. So it's like you're being rewarded for kind of like leveling up. Like that's another reason why you're moving away from whatever it is that you're moving away from, because like you've gotten all that you could out of that situation, and there's no longer there's no more room for growth. There's no new lessons that you can learn from this old situation. So you're just in this energy of being willing to move on. Spirit, spirit guides of pile number 1, what other messages do you have for them? Nothing's coming out for you guys. Okay, so we have Knight of Cups. So some of you, okay, so some of you might be moving towards a Knight of Cups. Actually, no. What I'm hearing is, I feel like your energy is represented by the Knight of Cups. Can I get a clarification on the Knight of Cups? Because this is a collective message, sometimes I pick up on different things for different people. Can I get some clarification? So you have 6 of Pentacles as well. Yeah, I feel like you guys are this Knight of Cups. Oh, okay. Then we have Ace of Wands. Yeah, I feel like this is like, the energy I'm getting is like, this is like a creative path that you're, okay. So for some of you, I don't know why, but I'm getting the energy like some of you may be like quitting a job to kind of like pursue, I don't know why, but I'm hearing like content creation. So some of you might be content creators, or you might, that's something that you're interested in. I'm actually picking up on like, it doesn't feel like a content creation on like a big, like this might be a specific message for a specific person, but like the image that I'm kind of getting is like kind of like TikTok. Like there's a whole bunch of people, like content creators on TikTok, where they do like little lives in the days and they get like brand deals and stuff like that, and that's kind of like the energy that I'm seeing. But whatever the case may be, I don't know, I feel like your spirit guides are kind of like encouraging you to go down a path where you're able to live a more creative life, and you're not like restricted. Like I don't know, like I feel like they don't want you to be restricted. Like for example, like if you're working a 9 to 5 and you know you have a specific schedule, or you're kind of like your life is dictated by the schedule that you're given by, you know, your boss or something like that. And I feel like your spirit guides are kind of like, this is not how your life is supposed to be. I don't know, for some of you, I feel like whatever job or career you was working on, I feel like you've kind of like gotten all that you could out of that. And I feel like for some of you, you're gonna be able to use like the lessons that you learned in that career and apply it to your passion. So I don't know, also feel like for some of you, like there wasn't any more growth where you was at. Like you weren't able to fully expand into like your fullest potential, like where you was at specifically. Let's see, what other messages do you have for number 1? What else do you want them to know? I don't know why, but I was only gonna do like 3 cards, but I just feel intuitively like to keep shuffling and see what else comes through. Okay, I'm actually hearing too like the word hunger. Like I feel like you guys just have like this hunger for more in your life. I don't know, maybe for some of you like this does have to do with like a relationship, but for most of you I feel like this is about your career and like what it is that you want out of your life. Like I feel like, I don't know, it kind of also feels like to me like you're leaving one life behind and like jumping into a completely new reality. It's like you're realizing that your current reality is no longer serving you. I don't know, with the 5 of Swords that just came out, it kind of feels that sometimes you might have a tendency to be conflicted. And then you have the Magician, and that also like fits into what I'm about to say, because I feel like for some of you, like you might feel conflicted because you don't feel like you have what it takes to make this happen, or you don't feel like you're full. Like it's like someone who is like going back to the example I gave earlier, where like you might be considering leaving your 9 to 5 to work on a creative pursuit. Like I feel like some of you might be like have some doubts on whether or not you'll be able to sustain yourself or like be able to provide for yourself. And I'm hearing from your spirit guides, like of course only do what you like feel you know is right. I feel like this message should only be used as like confirmation for how you're already feeling, and not so much as like the end all be all for like the decision that you make. But it feels like you guys don't feel like, I don't know, maybe you have like like, I feel like it's like a confidence thing where like you don't feel like fully confident in your ability to perform, or kind of like yeah, because it's making me think, going back to how like I was saying about like TikTok, and like there's a bunch of content creators. I feel like maybe at one point there was a time where you had to be a specific way, or look a specific way, or have a certain lifestyle in order to be an influencer. But I feel like with like apps, like, and like social media, like TikTok, like I feel like we've seen, like, because we've seen like this huge burst of like influencers and content creators, because like we're seeing like a wider range of different people that we can kind of like, so like a lot of different people are relating to all these different people. And so I don't know, I feel like you're kind of like comparing yourself to like, I don't know, maybe like the older version of influencers, or whatever the case may be. It's something like that. And I don't know, like I feel like you don't feel like you have like what it takes fully in order to make this thing happen. And I feel like what your spirit guides want you to know is that you do have what it takes. Like you were given this passion for a reason, like this feeling that you've been feeling, like this pull. Like I feel like your spirit guides have been trying to pull you away from whatever you've been, because it kind of does feel like you've been settling for, like settling in this reality, settling in this job, or settling in this connection, whatever the case may be for you. But I feel like your spirit guides have been trying to nudge you onto something different. It's making me kind of feel a little bit unsettled. I can't really give a specific name to this feeling that I'm feeling, but it's like, I don't know, it's like the more like it's like your spiritual body kind of knows that, this doesn't feel comfortable anymore, this doesn't feel home anymore, like I cannot remain complacent with where I am, and I need to move on, I need to move forward, even though it might be scary. I don't know, I feel like your spirit guides also want you to, I don't know, kind of like look at your gifts from their perspective and their point of view. Like you were given these gifts and these talents for a reason, and I feel like you're being called to use them. You were given these ideas for a reason. I don't know, I feel like whatever it is that you are thinking about, like I feel like, because I'm being called to like talk about how like everyone is unique and everyone has their own way of sharing their gifts. Even if, like, for example, if you're an artist and there's a bunch of different artists, but there's something that you bring specifically to that area of whatever it is that you're trying to go down, like that is needed in this world. And yeah, I'm gonna pull one more card. I don't know, I feel like I'm being called for one more card, and then we'll move on to your oracle cards. Okay, let's see. Can I get one more card for pile number 1? Can I get one more card for pile number 1? Okay, 8 of Swords. Okay, so I feel like one of the final messages for your tarot cards in regards to this, I feel like your spirit guides want you to know that you don't have to stay stuck with where you are. You don't have to settle. I feel like if you make the decision to settle, like you'll always feel like this, I don't know, like you're not gonna, I don't want to say you won't experience peace, but it's like this thing will always be calling you. You'll always have this question of what if. And I feel like that is a question that kind of like haunts you. Like I feel like you kind of come up with all these different scenarios in your head, like what if I fail? What if this doesn't work out? And I feel like your spirit guides kind of want you to start asking, like, what if this does work out? What if like everything that I want comes into my life? What if everything just completely falls together? Like I feel like you're allowing these like negative what ifs to keep you where you're at, but you won't have your answers to your what ifs unless you actually take steps towards that reality that you actually desire for yourself. I feel like your spirit guides and, of course, the universe will always encourage us to live out, you know, the path that we feel most inspired by. And sometimes that path might not be the most safe. You know, every path that we choose, it'll have its own unique challenges and difficulties, but I feel like our souls came here for a reason, and our souls came here to experience, you know, what it wanted to experience. And I feel like your spirit guides are calling you out a little bit to, you know, listen to what your soul wants and listen to what your soul's desires. Like, I don't know, I feel like what your spirit guides want you to know is that you weren't, you know, put here just to stay safe and just focus on your, you know, survival. Like, I feel like your spirit guides want your soul to actually like feel alive. Okay, so let's start taking a look at your oracle cards. So the first card you got is Prayer, Inner Peace. With this card, I'm hearing that your spirit guides want you to maybe pray to them more. And I feel, not just pray, but I feel like they have a specific prayer that they want you to do. And you can either literally say this prayer out loud, or you can journal about it. And with this prayer, I feel like your spirit guides want you to kind of like talk about your fears a little bit more, and maybe ask them to kind of like take your fears away, because I feel like they don't want you to be burdened by these fears. I'm hearing that they're saying that you don't need to be burdened by these fears. They want to carry these fears for you so that you're able to move on with your path and your journey, and well, the path that you're meant to go down. And then you have humor, opposites. Well, I can't. Okay, so the first card you got was Pipe, and then you have Heyoka, I think that's pronounced, and this is humor, opposites. And with this, I'm hearing that for some of you, you might be taking life too seriously at times, and I feel like your spirit guides kind of want you to lighten up a little bit. Like, I don't know, like, because I'm getting like, I'm hearing like they're not sure, like, well, of course they are sure, but it's like I'm not sure like what happened in your life to cause you to take life too seriously. But it's making me think of like how, like, as children we kind of like see the world a little bit differently, and then as we grow up and become adults, we then see like the world in like black and white. And I feel like what your spirit guides are trying to call you to is to start seeing the world in color again. This card is also making me think of like the Joker too a little bit. And like, I know that he was like technically a villain, but I don't know, like the energy that I'm getting is like kind of like being like selfish or like self-servant. Like, how can you like serve yourself? I don't know if you have like other people that depend on you, or I don't know, maybe for some of you, like, you're so preoccupied with trying to create some type of legacy, and I feel like that kind of takes you, I don't know, like, again, like, I'm also thinking of someone who like, because I tend to get in these types of moods where I'm like planning everything out, and if everything doesn't go according to my schedule, it like puts me in a really negative headspace. And I don't know, like with this card, I'm just hearing from your spirit guides that they want you to lighten up a little bit and not take things so seriously. Because it's kind of making me think of how like we feel like, because we have like, I don't know, like, I don't know if you guys believe in like reincarnation or anything, but it's making me think of how like a lot of us are trying to get so much done. Like, we take this life like so seriously, and we believe that, and we feel like we have to like accomplish everything because this is the only life we'll get. And I feel like what your spirit guides want you to do is to focus more so on just experiencing life and having more like adding more of what like fills you up in your life. And then you have power place, earth connection, empowerment. So for some of you, I'm hearing that there's a need for you to maybe get grounded. This card is actually making me think of like the people who like some of the people who like quit their 9 to 5 and then they like get an RV and then they just travel around the world to like different places. And I don't know if that maybe if that's something you're interested or something that you have the ability to do. But if you're not, if not, that's okay. Because I'm also hearing to just like get grounded, get connected. Because I feel like that's gonna also help you to feel more safe and able to kind of move forward on the path that you're being called to. Because I feel like for some of you, like what's keeping you stuck in this old reality that your spirit guides are kind of calling you to let go of is that there's this fear of uncertainty, there's this fear of lack, maybe for like some of you, whatever you're involved in, like your 9 to 5 or whatever the case may be. I feel like it does give you like this sense of safety. It gives you this false sense of protection. I don't know, because I get the sense that like whatever this reality is, it's something that you maybe put a lot of work into building for yourself. And so for you to kind of like just be like, okay, I'm done with this. Like I've learned all that I could learn from this and now it's time to move forward. I feel like it can kind of like, I don't know, like it like the ground is a little bit shaky, but whatever, I don't know. I'm also hearing too, like if you work in a building or something like that, hearing to like go outside because you need to get out of the box and put your feet onto some ground. I'm also seeing too like how like literally like I haven't done this in a while. I should probably do it too, but um like I have like sometimes like gone outside and did like meditations and kind of like just felt the ground around me, like while I was sitting in like on the ground and like feel the ground underneath me. And like I would breathe in like while I was inhaling and like breathing in the vibrations of the earth, and it I personally feel like it helped energize me. And I feel like maybe that's something that you're also being called to do. Like you don't have to meditate. I feel like you can also do this too by just walking outside barefoot, um and just like absorbing the vibrations of the earth and allowing it to um, empower you. But I also feel too like your spirit guides are calling you to kind of going back to this pipe card where I was talking about prayer. And I feel like it's important for you to maybe call on your spirit guides or your angels for power in order to help you make this decision, or help give you the strength to kind of move forward into this next phase of your life. Okay, and then you have crystals. The energy of crystals support you and help with your present situation. And that's actually quite kind of interesting because you also have this power place card and it talks about earth connection. And crystals are just like, you know, fragments of the earth. So I don't know, maybe there's some like crystals that maybe will benefit you. I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know all the crystals out there, but for some reason, I'm being called to like tiger's eye for you. Just like more like earthy tone crystals and also like orange crystals, maybe like citrine. But those are like the main two that's coming forward. Like I literally saw like a tiger's eye, for you guys. So maybe that might be a crystal that may benefit you. And I actually forgot what that crystal is. I think it is for like courage and empowerment, and I think maybe even grounding. I think I could be wrong, but I think it's like along the lines of that. Let me know in the comments what it is. But you know, crystals might be important for you to. It might be important for you to maybe like find some crystals and if you wear bras, maybe put them in your bras or like make it or find a necklace or something, and it will help give you some strength and like amplify your energy as you're moving into or creating this new reality for yourself. And okay, so that's interesting. You have vacuum away fear, call upon Archangel Michael and Raphael to lift fear-based enemy. Oh, I don't know why I said enemy. I don't know. Maybe there's an enemy. Maybe you have people around you that are trying to, I don't know, maybe you have people around you that don't support your goals, that don't support this new reality for yourself or this new vision that you're trying to bring to life. But let me go ahead and finish reading it. And it says, call upon Archangels Michael and Raphael to lift fear-based energy from you, your surroundings, the situation, and everyone involved. I'm not sure about Raphael. I think Archangel Raphael is a healer. But I think with Archangel Michael, he kind of like the thing that he does is he kind of like clears the path for us, and like basically with Archangel Michael, he doesn't let anything get in the way of the path that we're meant to go down. So he's kind of like a road clear upper. So I don't know, maybe Archangel Michael or Raphael is your spirit guide or angel that's coming through. Maybe they're like an angel that you resonate with. But whatever spirit guide or angel that you resonate with, you're being called to ask them to help you in removing any fear that you have towards moving towards the reality that you're meant to go down. And then you have singing and dancing. Express yourself and awaken your psychic senses through the magical power of music and movement. This was also kind of interesting because I believe that like through singing and dancing, from what I've heard, it kind of like help, especially with dancing, like just moving the body in general kind of helps to move any stagnant energy like out of our body and kind of put it towards something, so it's not just sitting there. And I feel like that's another message for you too, like, you know, as long as you continue to just like sit where you are, you're not going to create any type of movement. You're not going to be able to see where you could potentially go. So I feel like you're being encouraged to take any type of movement, like whether it's towards whatever this new reality is for you. Also just singing and dancing, like just dance and like move your body. And if you're too scared to take this leap, dance, like move your body and like create some type of energy around you. And then you have courage. So you guys have like a lot of cards like symbolizing courage and removing your fear and all of that. So it also says, by shining brave, true and bright, my courage now returns this night. So I feel like what your spirit guides want you to know is they want you to be brave, they want you to be strong, they want you to call on them for this as well. Like I feel like it's important to know that you don't have to create this out of nowhere. You don't have to create it all on your own. They want to help you with this. And then your last card is freedom. So I feel like what your spirit guides are trying to help you with is to obtain your freedom from, I don't know, I feel like, again, this could be like anything, but I feel like for most of you, it just relates to whatever your current reality is. And whatever your current reality is, I feel like it's keeping you basically chained and locked to it. It's keeping you chained and locked to an old way of being, an old identity. And like it could just include like people as well, like people who no longer serve you. And I feel like your spirit guides are trying to basically push you and guide you to a reality where you can be your most authentic self and basically claim all the blessings that are meant for you. And I feel like that's kind of like what freedom means to you. I'm also getting the message too that like maybe some of you don't feel deserving of this, but I feel like your spirit guides want you to know that you are. And I don't know, I feel like this feeling of undeservingness, it's like it's mirroring this fear that's inside of you. Like I don't know, like it's like an excuse basically. I feel like you're coming up with like so many different excuses as to why you can't move towards this reality. Maybe for some of you, like you feel like it's too out of your reach. it's too good to be true, because I don't know, I think this is a narwhal, or this is the type of animal, and I think they're real, but I mean, I think they're an actual animal. But like, I remember when I first saw this card, I was wondering, like, is this one of those animals that like people say, like, kind of like the Loch Ness monster, like, is this like one of these animals that, like, I don't know, people debate on whether, like, what is it, a cryptid, is it like one of those? And I think they are real, but they're like, I don't know, they're so unbelievable, but they're actually real. And I'm trying to figure out, what did I do with the bucks, because I want to read from the guidebook on narwhals, because I'm not exactly sure what they are. Okay, so I got my guidebook, and I'm gonna just read from the book, and then I think I'm gonna wrap your reading up there. But it says this card represents freedom, and I cannot read, hold on. This card represents freedom and independence. Okay, so while I was, hold on, because I keep getting distracted, and I feel like for some of you, like, you may have people in your life too that don't like support your decision, and getting the message that for some of you, like, you may have a hard time like speaking up for what it is that you want, or you have a hard time describing to people what it is that you want, because I don't know, maybe for some of you, you feel like, I don't know, maybe you like, there's this part of you that kind of feels like it's too good to be true, or maybe like this reality is too far out of your reach. And so like for example, if someone was to like come up to you and be like, what it is that you want out of life, you might be like, oh, I don't know, like, you know, or you might just like give off like a basic list of things. But I feel like you're not very open to discussing with other people what it is that you want out of life, and like what you want your ideal reality to look like. Maybe for some of you, like, you have a hard time actually putting exactly what it is into words. But I just felt like I had to get that message out, so I'm gonna go ahead and read from the book now. This card represents freedom and independence. The narwhal is a mysterious creature of the icy ocean. Long ago, their tusks were sought after for magical purposes, and they were often associated with the mythical unicorn. Even today, we have little understanding of their impressive singular tusk. The theory is that it might be used for communication. We do know that narwhals are elusive and do not do well in captivity, which adds to their natural mystique. This card is one of liberty, independence, and not allowing yourself to be tied down. The narwhal card evokes magic, power, and spirit. It is knowing your own power and celebrating it through expression, individuality, and uniqueness. The narwhal card is freedom for a commitment, earthly ties, and responsibility, allowing you to swim in the deep oceans under an icy blue moon. This card is a symbol of adventure, travel, and journeys to find yourself and the power within. It is hope and liberty after a period of restraint or inhibition. Okay, and that was your message, pile number 1. I really hope this message resonated with you, or you were able to take something from it. I appreciate you so much for watching and being here with me today. As I stated in the intro, I'm currently not taking personal readings at this time, so the best way you can support me and my work is just by simply subscribing, liking this video, and also sharing it with anyone you may think may benefit from these messages. But I'm going to go ahead and move on to pile number 2, and I hope to see you in a future reading. Hello, pile number 2, and welcome to your reading. I have here all of your oracle cards, but I think I'm going to set these to the side, and we will first pull some tarot cards to get some initial messages from your spirit guides and angels. So, spirit guides and angels for pile number 2, what message do you have for them? What do you want them to know? What are some messages you would like to deliver at this time? I'm not really sure how many cards I'm going to pull. With pile number 1, I kind of went into this like expecting I would just pull like 3 cards. But with pile number 1, the cards just coming out. So for you, the first card you got is the 9 of Cups. And then you have 9 of Swords. One of the first messages that's coming through is I feel like Spirit is kind of like, one of the first messages that's coming through for you is it feels like for some of you that there is like this dream that you once had. But I don't know, I'm getting the energy that some of you may feel like you want to give up. And I'm hearing from your spirit guides that they don't want you to give up. They want you to keep going. But I do feel that it's going to require a lot of patience from you. I feel like what's making you feel like discouraged when it comes to what it is that you desire, it's like, I don't know, for you it feels like maybe it's too much, maybe it's too much work, maybe it's too much for you to handle at this time. Because I don't know, maybe you, like, because I am getting the energy that maybe you have like a lot of things going on in your life currently. And I feel like you do have the ability to move towards whatever it is that you want to move towards. I'm sorry about that, my son called me. But going back to your message, I feel what Spirit wants you to know is I feel like you're getting too overwhelmed by like the big picture, and I feel like what your spirit guides want you to do is kind of like take things one step at a time. Because when you're kind of looking at the end result and you're seeing like all the steps that you need to take in order to get to that big goal that you have, it's kind of like creating a lot of this overwhelm. So I feel like for you, I feel like your spirit guides want you to just take things one step at a time. For some of you, I'm getting the sense that maybe you've been dealing with some type of depression, because I am getting like this sense of like just everything is overwhelming you right now. For some of you, I'm hearing like burnout. Some of you are experiencing burnout where it's like all like you can barely, like, I don't know, I'm getting the sense that some of you can like barely get to like the next day, or you're just struggling to get to the next day. For some of you, I'm seeing what your spirit guides want you to do is to take some type of action today. Like if you are in like this depressed state, like because I'm kind of seeing like your house is a mess, you might consider yourself being a mess. Maybe you haven't washed your hair in a really long time. And I feel for some of you, like if you are in the state of depression, I feel like most importantly, I'm not like a therapist, so I feel like for you, like the most important thing you do need to do, like the first step you need to take is to reach out to a medical professional. If it's a therapist, then go find a therapist. If it's a doctor, please go find a doctor, and use whatever tools are at your disposal. But I'm just here for like, I'm here, like, I'm not a doctor, but I'm basically like a doctor for the spirit. So what your spirit guides want you to do is to take some type of action today. Like if all you can do is wash one dish, then do it. If all you can manage to do is get up and change your clothes, even if you can't take a shower, then that's what you need to do. But whatever the thing is, I feel like you just need to take it one step at a time. And then eventually, just take one action today, and then maybe like the next day you can take 2 actions, and then the day after that you can take 3 actions. But I do feel like your spirit guides are kind of calling you to just take these small steps, and eventually you'll be able to get back to a place where you feel like more content with your life and more content with yourself. But if you continue to just stay stagnant and where you are and not make any attempt with anything, then it's not gonna make any change for you. And then you have also the Chariot. I don't know, I'm trying to move these so you can see all of them, and I'm actually being called. I think I want to pull 2 more cards. I'm hearing 2 more cards, so I'm gonna pull 2 more cards for you guys. Then you have 7 of Cups. And can I get one more card? Okay, you have the High Priestess. With the High Priestess, I'm actually hearing, I'm not getting like a specific deity, but with the High Priestess, I am getting like a nurturing, like mothering type of spirit guide coming through for you guys. And I feel like what this mothering spirit guide wants you to do, it wants you to help you out. It wants you to reach out to it, like whatever mothering type of spirit guide that resonates with you. Like for some of you, this may be like Mother Mary, because that's a spirit guide that I've worked with personally to help with like healing, like just healing like overall. But for some of you, like I'm getting the sense that for some of you, like the feeling that I'm getting is like this journey, this life journey has been really difficult for you guys. And I don't know, like I feel like you kind of like see like this mountain that you have to climb, like for example, like you're at the bottom of this mountain, and right now like where you're at, you feel really uncomfortable, you're not happy with where you are, but you're kind of looking at like this huge mountain that's ahead of you, and you're just like feeling overwhelmed. But I feel like what your spirit guides want you to do is to just like take it one step at a time. And yeah, just like simply just take it one step at a time, do one task at a time, and eventually you will get to the top of that mountain. And you'll also get to the other side of that mountain as well. But I feel like you're not gonna get to like, I don't know, like I'm hearing like the light at the end of the tunnel. um I'm being called to also talk about, because I don't know, I just get the sense that maybe some of you are just dealing with like depression. For some of you, maybe this is about like a connection that's ended, because I am picking up on that. Keep in mind that this is a collective message, so I'm just picking up on a lot of different things. For some of you, like this could be like about a specific person, like the end of a connection. I don't know why, but I'm kind of getting the feeling like this connection ended probably because, I don't know, I feel like this person probably felt like maybe you were like too much to handle, like because you had like a lot of emotional irregular, I don't know, I'm thinking like maybe you, I don't want to say you were like emotionally unstable, but it was like, I don't know, like this person couldn't deal with your emotions, and so they chose to walk away. And I feel like a lot of, maybe like this was like a situation where you're like very codependent on this person, and because they walked away, I feel like you kind of like, you don't know how you're gonna get through, you're not gonna know, you don't know how you're gonna move on with the rest of your life without this person. But I'm hearing from your spirit guides that you will. But one thing I am being called to talk about is like, you know, because maybe for some of you, you might be experiencing a dark night of the soul. And it's just like this, I'm just getting from you guys, like it's like you don't know how you're gonna move forward, you're not gonna know, you don't know how you're gonna um like you don't know if you can like take it anymore. And I feel from your spirit guides that they just want you to take it like one day at a time. And you know, like the hard times aren't guaranteed to last forever, and if you were to like give up now, you wouldn't, you know, you want to be able to be here the next day to see if things get better. So yeah, your spirit guides are just calling you to just take it one day at a time. Get yourself to the next day, and to the next day, and to the next day. And, you know, try to, you know, make some type of effort to improve. I'm hearing like just do like 1%. Like you don't have to do a complete 180 tomorrow. Just do like 1% better than you was today. I mean, yesterday. And eventually you'll be able to look back at where you came from and be so glad that you followed through and you didn't give up. But let's go ahead and look at your cards. Well, your oracle cards. So the first card you have is Medicine Bowl Healing. So yeah, I feel like what your spirit guides are trying to bring you to is a period of healing. With this Medicine Bowl card, I don't know, like maybe for some of you, like I do recommend that you go to a doctor or like, you know, an actual professional. But with this Medicine Bowl, it's making me think of more like, again, like spiritual healing or like natural healing. Maybe there are like some type, I'm not like a, I do like use herbs and stuff, but I'm not like a professional in that regard. But I do believe there are some type of herbs you can take for like anxiety and to kind of like help elevate your mood a little bit. Maybe for some of you, like this is about like, I mean, I have my own like opinions about like marijuana and stuff. I feel like, you know, I feel like it's like a tool, and it depends on like how you use it. If you're using it to a point where like you're using it just to numb yourself, but you're not giving yourself enough time period to like actually heal, like feel your emotions, and so that you can heal them. But if you're just using, you know, it as like a way to like not keep yourself numbed, or like keep like it's like the only way that you can feel comfortable in your life, then maybe that is a sign for that you need to like take a break from it or something. Because I do believe in order to heal, we have to actually feel our emotions and not run away and hide from them. But with this medicine bowl, I am getting the message of some type of natural healing. I don't know, maybe for some of you, because I'm also seeing like a healing retreat where like people go to like different countries and they go find a shaman, and they do like these rituals with I think it's ayahuasca, or like there's another one, I can't think of the name of it. I can't think of the name of it, but I think it's something to do with like a frog or something like that. I don't know if that's something that I would ever try. I am interested in that kind of stuff, but I don't know. I'm also seeing that for you guys as well, but it's just like what your spirit guides are trying to assist you with right now is healing. And there's plenty of different ways that you can like heal yourself naturally. There's like that's why I believe like that's what I believe like spirituality is supposed to be for. I don't believe that it's supposed to be like just about aesthetics. It's not just supposed to be about, you know, tarot cards. Like that's why I do tarot anyway. Like I typically don't focus on like using tarot as a tool to like predict the future or anything. I believe like it's a tool for us to connect with the divine and spirit, and basically assist us as we're like moving through our life journey. But yeah, I don't know, like I feel like you're being called to find natural ways of healing yourself. And of course, using like, you know, go to a doctor if you need to go to a doctor. Like don't just listen to me. But like, yeah, I feel like your spirit guides are calling you to maybe like meditate, journal, sound bowls, crystals, like maybe like that is maybe what you're experiencing. Because I think I did say something about a dark night of the soul, and maybe right now at this time you are experiencing a spiritual awakening. And I feel like people kind of like have this idea of a spiritual, let me tell you, like most people, like I don't know, the people who I find who are on a genuine spiritual journey, they did not do so because they thought it looked cool or they wanted to be cool or anything like that. They, and me, myself included, like I awakened spiritually, and I found like all the spiritual tools that I have, I found these things because I had hit a rock bottom. I mean, I'm telling you to go to therapy if you need to, but I tried those things. I did everything that people told me to do. Like coming from like in a lot of black families, like when you're depressed, they tell you, oh, you just need to go to church. Like I did everything that I could think of to try to heal myself, because I was like struggling and I could not, I mean, I didn't feel like I had like a real reason to struggle. Like it just felt like something was off within me. And it wasn't until I basically had my spiritual awakening and I was able to kind of like come out of that. Like my spiritual practice has been the only thing that's helped me like keep moving forward and like trying to better myself and better my life and just become like more content with like this reality in general. But yeah, then you have powwow, sharing, and quickening. I don't know, like with the sharing and quickening card, I'm hearing like maybe you need someone to kind of like share your experiences with. Even if you like, I'm hearing like specifically to come to your spirit guides. Like don't be afraid to share how you're feeling with them. Kind of like I'm hearing like like what I'm hearing specifically is like your plight is an offering to your spirit guides. Like, I feel like a lot of us, like, I've always seen like people do like offerings and to their spirit guides, and they're offering like, you know, like if you're especially in like African spirituality where we're mostly like worshiping our ancestors, well, not worshiping, but like celebrating our ancestors and communicating with them. Like, we might share like a plate of food, or you know, some alcohol or coffee and water and stuff like that. But with this powwow card, I'm actually hearing like your plight is an offering, and so I feel like for your spirit guides, they want you to be more forthcoming with them. They don't want you to hold in everything that you're holding. They want to help carry some of this weight that you're currently holding on your own. But also, like, well, you have great mystery, original source. So yeah, I feel like what you're being called to is you're being called to strengthen your own spiritual practice. You're being called to strengthen your relationship with source or God, however that resonates with you. Like, you don't have to, like, you know, because I feel like a lot of spirit people who consider themselves spiritual or something, we kind of like make up our own like practices, and we basically like go off of like what we value, and we kind of like have our own moral compass. But I do not knock like Christianity at all, or like whatever any other type of organized religion. I feel like as long as you're bringing like a spiritual aspect to that religion, then if it works for you, then that's what works for you. I feel like a lot of people who consider themselves religious, they're not really spiritual. And when I say that, I mean that they're not using, like, they're just calling themselves a Christian out of fear of like going to hell and stuff, but they're not really practicing or like spending enough time with God. Like, a lot of times they're just like going to God when something is going wrong in their life. Maybe this could be you as well. Maybe you do consider yourself a Christian, and I feel like this is like you're being called to come back to creator and come back to source. And I feel like a part of your spiritual practice is like kind of going back to like where you currently are. You can't really see like the end of this mountain, but I feel like once you do, because I feel like your spirit guides are going to assist you when it comes to climbing up this mountain. But I feel like your spirit guides don't want you to forget about them when you do reach the top. Don't forget to be grateful, even, you know, when things get better for you, because you'll always have that, you'll always be able to like look back at where you come. And I don't know, I'm just getting the message that they don't want you to forget where you came from or where you started from. But yeah, let's go ahead and look at your well, not your last card, but the last card from this deck. And it says Field of Plenty, Ideas, Needs Manifested. So I don't know, I feel like for some of you, like a lot of your struggle, it's coming from a space of scarcity or a space of lack. I don't know, I feel like for some of you, like there's just like the sense of being like completely overwhelmed by life and your situation. And I feel again like your spirit guides want to help assist you with this area of your life. They don't want you to struggle alone. And this is kind of like, I don't mean to like talk about myself, but honestly, again, like when I found my spiritual practice and I started practicing spirituality, I realized that, like, I don't know, for one, God or spirit or the Most High, whoever you call it, their intentions is to give us exactly everything that we want. Like basically, like whatever we want and desire, like God wants to fulfill that for us. But we just have to learn how to ask for it. And also another thing that I learned is that abundance is our birthright. It's just a matter of like learning how to tap into it, because like I feel like a lot of us, we tie so much of our abundance to outside circumstances, so like we're not able to like reach our fullest like potential when it comes to our abundance, because again it's tied to like worldly things. But once you learn to kind of like, I don't know, like realize that you're inherently abundant and that God wants to basically provide everything for you, like you just feel rich. And a lot of these worldly things that we concern ourselves with, like they kind of like get washed away. Okay, and it says you are profoundly clairvoyant, Trust that you see in your mind's eye as well as with your physical sight, for your spiritual vision helps you with healing, teaching, and guidance. I don't know. I feel like for some of you, like I'm being called to like, I don't know. I feel like some of you do have gifts. Maybe you could be clairvoyant. Maybe you read cards and stuff. But for the most of you, I do feel like whatever you're currently going through, I feel like your spirit guides want to help you through this, because I feel like what you're currently experiencing, you'll be able to use that experience to help other people who may experience something similar to you. And then you have listen to your intuitive feelings. Your body is receiving accurate messages from the divine. Okay, with that, I feel like what you're currently experiencing, like where you feel there's no hope, or there's just like a lot of doubt. What I'm hearing is those feelings are you living out of alignment with your soul, your spiritual body, and also God. I feel like once you start, I don't know, like I feel like it's important for you to first like reconnect with yourself. And because I don't know, like I feel like you kind of like got distracted by the world and the reality outside of you, and you kind of like lost sight of yourself. um and so yeah, I feel like all of this disconnect that you're currently feeling, like this dissociation from your life, um like all of this doubt that you're feeling is just because you haven't been living in alignment with what your soul came here to do. And I feel like that is what your spirit guides are trying to bring to your attention. They want you to get reconnected with yourself, and to, instead of like doing what you think you need to be doing or what you ought to be doing, they want you to listen to your spirit and what it's calling you to do. And then you have fairies. You have a strong bond with the fairies, and your life purpose involves helping Mother Nature. For some of you, I feel like what you need right now, or what your spirit guides are calling you to do, is maybe you just need to, again, like just disconnect from the world. Maybe what you need is like a purpose. And I'm hearing like maybe for you what you need is kind of like a break from yourself, a break from your personal problems, because it's making me think of like how people, well, I don't know, because I've heard like things about like mission trips and how they're not always ethical and things like that. But I don't know, like I feel like maybe if there's a way for you to kind of like get involved with like some type of organization where they go to like other parts of the world, or places that maybe like even like homeless shelters or something, because I feel like right now you're too much in your own problems. Because I'm getting like the feeling like maybe maybe you need to like go and help out another group of people who are, you know, maybe doing worse than you. Because I feel like it's kind of like it's gonna give you a purpose. It's going to give you a sense of pride, basically, that you're doing something to help someone. But it's also going to kind of help you to shift perspective, because you're going to be able to see that, you know, your life isn't all that bad. You know, there's always someone that has it worse than you, and you should just, well, you should, you know, be more grateful for what you currently have in your life and your experiences, basically. Because of course there's people that are experiencing, like, I'm not saying that what you're experiencing isn't valid. Like, everything that we all individually experience is valid, and you know, we're entitled to how we're feeling in regards to our experiences. But I am being called that maybe you kind of like going out to help other people who are in need or in greater need than you. It's gonna help get you out of this rut. And I'm also hearing too, like, you'll just have like this sense of purpose. Like, I don't know, like maybe what you guys need is you need to feel needed by something or someone, and it's gonna just be a really good distraction from your inner world. And then you have divine guidance. Whispers from beings who shine, let their messages be clear and kind. So I don't know. I feel like what I'm hearing is like your spirit guides have been kind of like guiding you for some time, that the way that you're currently living, it's not in alignment with who you truly are. And I feel like they've kind of been nudging you. I'm hearing like nudging you out the bed, because I don't know, for some of you, maybe you struggle with getting out of bed. But yeah, they've been trying to call you. Okay, yeah, I feel like they've been trying to call you to your divine path, your divine purpose. And again, it's going back to like what I said earlier, where like a lot of the things that you're currently struggling with, it's a result of you not living in alignment with yourself. You're not living in alignment. Like, I do believe, like I was thinking about this earlier, where like I believe because I kind of can't see myself working like a regular job like all of my life. But I was talking to a coworker about my feelings, and like what I was saying, it wasn't really making sense to her. Like, I believe that there are some people who are meant to work like 9 to 5s and like regular jobs and just be completely okay with that. But I do believe like there's some people who simply cannot live that way. They can't like just commit to like a regular job for the rest of their life, because it will literally drive them insane. I feel like for you, like you're not meant to like work a regular job. And I'm also saying too, like I don't know, I feel like you're very spiritual, and you're meant to like follow a spiritual path, because it's kind of making me think of Jesus, and how he had like this divine purpose and mission, and he was like performing all these miracles, and he wasn't really getting anything in return. It was just something that he felt called to do. And I'm not saying that just because you're following a spiritual path that you shouldn't get paid for it. Like, you shouldn't, have to work for free. But I am getting the sense that you have a greater calling than what you're currently selling for. And if you like, I'm hearing like you need to take steps towards that divine purpose and that divine calling, and it's going to help get you out of this rut that you're in. And then your last card is memory, and I think I'm gonna just read from the guidebook, because I did that with the last pile, and then I think I'm gonna wrap your message up there. So let me see if I can find it real quick. Okay, so I'm going to read from the guidebook, and then I'm going to wrap your message up, pile number 2. And it says, this card represents our ancestors and those who we remember who have passed on. Elephants have excellent memories and often recall difficult routes and terrains to survive drought. They are also one of the few species on Earth other than ourselves recorded to have funerals. They lay leaves and sticks over deceased elephants and stay and watch over their bodies for days at a time. These intelligent and compassionate animals inspire reverence for the memory of those no longer with us. This card is a reminder that those gone are not forgotten, and to learn from those who have lost. It is respect for elders and acceptance of wisdom. This card might also call you to look into your past or heal your mind and spirit. Past life regression, trauma therapy, or shadow work might be necessary to combat old wounds and painful memories. You may be dealing with the grief of a loss through either death or absence. This card encourages you to take time to mourn and learn from your memories. But that's all I'm seeing for you, pile number 2. I really hope this message resonated with you, or you were able to take something from it. I appreciate you so much for watching your video. And again, I'm currently not taking personal readings, and if you'd like to support me and my work, you can do so by simply liking this video and also sharing it with anyone you think may benefit from hearing this message. I'd also appreciate it if you subscribe, because I do plan on uploading more videos in the future. But again, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next reading. Hello, pile number 3, and welcome to your reading. I have here all of your oracle cards, but I'm going to put these to the side because I want to pull some tarot cards for you guys first. So, spirit guides and angels of pile number 3, what message do you have for them today? My hands are like kind of sticky because I was just cutting up a pineapple. I should have washed them, but we're already here, so I'm just going to keep going. Okay, the first card that came through for you is the Eight of Swords. Okay, something that's coming through immediately is it feels like mental clarity is coming through for you guys. I feel like your spirit guides are trying to help you gain some mental clarity. I feel like for a lot of you, your mind has a tendency to be your biggest your main enemy. And then you also have the Fool. I don't know, I feel like for some of you, I'm getting the energy that your spirit guides are trying to lead you to either like a fresh start, a new beginning, or a leap of faith. But for some of you, I'm just getting the message that your mind is kind of like playing this trick on you, and it's keeping you... Okay, hold on. Let me stop shuffling so I can get this message across, because I just got a message that it feels like you're kind of like surrendering to a new reality for yourself. It's like, it's kind of making me think of like, I don't know why, but I'm hearing like escaping the Matrix or something like that. But it's not, I mean, don't take that literally, but it's like it's a reality. I'm hearing like there's a reality that you were once bound by and you thought you were confined to, and I feel like your spirit guides are trying to help you break free from that reality. Or I'm hearing even that like that plot, there was like a plot that you were originally tied to. You were confined by a certain way of living, a certain way of being, a certain way of existing, and I'm feeling like your spirit guides are trying to assist you when it comes to breaking free from that old I think I'm hearing the word paradigm, like there's a paradigm that you're breaking free from. But I am seeing like for some of you, like your spirit guides are trying to help you when it comes to changing your mindset. I feel like they're trying to kind of like influence you and guide you so that you realize that you don't have to stay tied to like this old way of being. What other messages do you have for pile number 3? Spirit guides and angels of pile number 3. What else do you want them to know? I can't remember how many cards I pulled for pile number 1 and 2, but I've just been shuffling until I hear stop and move on to oracle cards. But I'm trying to see if anything else is coming through for you. What other messages do you have for pile number 3? Okay, then you have 9 of Cups. I think that came out for pile number 2 as well, I believe. But yeah, I feel like your spirit guides are trying to help you get everything that you want out of life. I don't know why, but I get the sense that like maybe it's kind of giving the energy of like you feel like you have to be a certain way, or you have to like be deserving of this life that you're desiring. But I'm hearing like from your spirit guides is that they don't want you to feel limited. They don't want you to remain stuck in a reality because you feel limited, or I don't know, like for some reason you feel like this reality simply can't be. And then you have the King of Cups, and I'm hearing to like it's like kind of like follow your heart, but there's also a need for you to be balanced. You know, you gotta stay like you know, it's important. I don't know, I'm hearing for you to be grounded, but also, you know, follow your heart, follow your emotions. And then you have the Hierophant. Where do I want to put this? I think I want to put it here and pull 2 more cards for you. Yeah, I don't know if there's like a certain religion or belief system, or this could even be like a specific person in your life that has kind of always told you you have to be a certain way. Like I don't know, like with the Hierophant, like the energy I'm getting from him is it feels like more confining, and I don't know, like I feel like maybe like this is about your own beliefs, and your current belief system is keeping you limited and locked away. And I don't know, I feel like there's a need for adjustment. Then you have the 4 of Swords. There's a need for adjustment because I feel like whatever your belief system is, it shouldn't limit you. It should free you. It should support you when it comes to living the way that you want to live and aligning to the reality that you want to align to. I don't know why, but I feel like I'm getting the message from the Four of Swords. I feel like there's a need for you to kind of free yourself from your own mind. Like I'm hearing like and I can kind of relate to that. Like you need a break from you. Like you need a break from your own mind sometimes. I don't know. I feel like for some of you, like your mind is definitely running the show here. And with the Queen of Wands, I'm feeling like this need for you. Like, I don't know, like I get the sense from you, like you're very grounded, even though we don't have a lot of Pentacles energy here. Like I'm just like picking up intuitively, like you guys are very grounded people, and you're more so like in your mind and like trying to do what you think is right. But when it comes to your intuition and your feeling and your inspiration, I don't know, I feel like you limit yourself from allowing yourself to like listen to those feelings. And I feel like that's something that your higher self kind of wants. Well, not your higher self, your spirit guides wants. Well, maybe it could be your higher self as well. But your spirit guides want you to live more like based. I'm hearing like there's need for you to be a little bit more selfish too. Like I don't know what it is that you're serving, because I am getting like that message. Like I don't know who you're, like there's a message of you like living to please someone else. Like in with this Hierophant card here, I'm feeling like maybe it's like an authority figure. It could be like a parent, or it could be someone that you respect. And like how you're currently living, it's like to serve them. But I am getting the message from your spirit guides that they want you to be a little bit more selfish and to serve yourself. This might be a specific message, so only take it if it resonates. But I am getting the energy too, like the I don't know why, but I'm hearing that maybe someone, you have like an older person that's like dependent on you, and I don't know if you kind of like help them with, I don't know, maybe they're like limited physically and they can't like really take care of themselves. And or like it could just be that they have like placed like certain expectations on you, and it's keeping you from living in alignment with who you truly are and your authenticity. I'm also hearing like the word mask. So like maybe for example, you kind of like have to mask your true self in front of these people. And I don't know, I feel like you're kind of like, there's this fear here of like falling from grace from this person, because I don't know, I do get like, even though like your true self like is very different compared to this older person's like belief system, I still get the sense that you still respect them, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm hearing like this is your life and it's yours to live. And so I feel like you kind of like have the option of kind of like living in the most alignment with yourself, or living to appease, you know, these people. Even though you respect them, I feel like the choice should be to kind of like live in alignment with yourself. Because I think it was pile number 2 where I think I talked about like a lot of people who struggle with a lot of anxiety and depression. Like of course like there's like medical reasons for this, and I'm not like a therapist or anything like that, or a medical professional, but like it's my spiritual belief that a lot of people who suffer from these things, it's because they are kind of like, they have to basically conform to a reality, like a false reality, and they're not able to be authentic and live authentically to their, you know, their higher self. And that's what, like they basically have to like put a version of themselves in the closet in order to perform in their day-to-day. And that's what causes this like anxiety and depression in people. And I'm not saying like you guys are that, because I did feel that energy very deeply with pile number 2, but I feel like this is like your energy, the energy coming from you guys, like this is like their energy could be your energy if you continue to ignore your desires. But yeah, let's go ahead and see what you have with your oracle cards. So the first card you have is North Shield, Wisdom and Gratitude. With this card, I'm hearing it's important for you to, yes, you can be grateful for where, like from where you come from, and like the lessons that have been passed on to you, but I'm hearing like it's gonna be important. Like I feel like you can take the things that you're, I don't know, I'm hearing like the morals and values, you can take those things with you, but they shouldn't like keep you confined in, I'm hearing like complacent. I don't even know if I'm using that word in the correct context, but it's like that's what's coming through. You don't have to remain complacent with or be bound by those beliefs, but you can take them with you. But yeah, let's see what else you have. Then you have standing people, roots, and giving. So I don't know. I feel like for some of you, like your spirit guides are an ancestor, and you know, of course, that could be the case, but I don't know. I feel like if this is a message from your spirit guides and your spirit guide that's coming through is an ancestor, I do believe that they are trying to kind of confirm that the reason why you're here is to be your most authentic self. It's not to basically please them and make them happy. I feel like, you know, their prayers got you here on earth living now, and they want you to use your life to serve yourself. I'm hearing to like your best advantage, but like it's basically to serve yourself. And then you have storyteller expansion. I don't know why, but I'm getting the message. This might be a specific message for some of you, but the energy I'm getting is it kind of like this is a specific message, but I saw like with this card, it feels like someone like marrying out of like their whatever is normal within their family. Like this could be like marrying into a different religion or marrying into like a different ethnic or racial background or something, but I don't know, like I feel like maybe for some of you you may be struggling with like, I don't know, like you're worried about like having the acceptance of your family, but I'm hearing for you like whatever this is, it kind of feels like whatever you're worried about, like I don't know, maybe you're worried about like facing the disappointment or disappointing your elders or your ancestors or something, but I feel like whatever this is actually going to benefit the family line, because it's going to be able to grow. It's no longer staying complacent. It's not like, I feel like if you was to like submit and basically keep things in the religion, or maybe marry someone that's the same religion as you, or marry someone that's the same, come from the same ethnic or racial background as you, like things would just stay the same. But I don't know why, but I'm getting from your spirit guides that there's a need for you to, I don't know, they encourage you to expand the line instead of allowing it to remain the same. Okay, your next card you have is Twin Flame. The answer to your question involves a spiritually based romantic relationship. So I don't know, for some of you, like this might have something to do with a relationship. Like I'm hearing like maybe there's like this, you have like this connection to this person, and it's like you maybe even trying to ignore it because I don't know, maybe for some of you you feel like your family just wouldn't approve of this person. But I'm hearing from your spirit guides that this may be destined, and I don't know why, but I'm kind of being called to talk about like the kind of toxic like connotation that twin flames tend to have, and it's one reason why I'm not really sure if I believe in like twin flames or anything. Like I'm open to it, of course, but I do feel like maybe, I don't know, like I am getting the sense that like within this connection there is some type of instability within it, and I feel like, okay, so maybe for some of you like I was talking about like differences in like religion or like even like racial or ethnic backgrounds, I'm hearing for some of you like this is also economic, because I don't know, I'm also getting the sense that like maybe you come from like a higher class family, and like your twin flame, your the partner you're meant to like do life with, they may like come from like working class or even like lower class or something like that. But whatever the case may be, I'm getting the sense that like maybe you're worried about like, you know, your family or like the people around you disapproving, because I don't know, I'm just getting the sense like from the outside looking in, like this connection may seem a little bit unstable, or this person might seem unstable, or I'm even hearing like maybe these people kind of have a tendency to tell you like you could do better. But I don't know, I just feel like you have like this strong connection with this person, and it's kind of sound cheesy, but it's like I'm hearing like they don't understand you like I do. Like I don't know if that's a song lyric or if it came from a movie, but that's what I'm hearing. Like when it comes to your connection to this person, like they don't, like other people, they don't get what's the appeal, they don't get what's drawing you to them. But like that's the thing, like when it's a spiritual connection like that, like they don't have to get it. Like it's just, I don't know, it's like there's a magnetic pull between you and this person. And even though y'all might seem like opposites, I feel like the universe brought y'all together for a reason. And even though I've said all that, I do want to like put a disclaimer. Like I feel like any type of connection, if there's like any type of toxicity or like any type of abuse, like any abuse, like physical, emotional, anything like that, I do not condone it. I do not like co-sign on that connection. But I don't feel like it's to that extreme. I just feel like with that twin flame like journey thing, like I know like there's this they say like there's this runner and chaser dynamic to it. So I don't know, maybe there's like this dynamic between you and this person where like y'all just kind of like drift apart, and then y'all come back together, and then y'all drift apart, and then y'all come back together. And I feel like for some of you, you might have people like on your side that are kind of like, I don't know, it's like they can like they feel like a sense of relief when you guys aren't connected. I don't know why, but I just feel like they just get the sense that like I'm getting from them that they feel like you could do better than them, than the person you're concerned about. And then you have past life issue. This situation has a basis in one of your previous lifetimes. Ask your angels to help you remember, release, learn, and heal from your past experiences. So with that, I feel like the reason why you just feel like drawn to this person is because you two could have had like a past life experience with one another. And I feel like in these past lives, you've kind of like done the same song and dance where you like, it's kind of like been in like the same like boat where like there's this difference between you two. And like I feel like it's mainly coming from you might be the runner in this situation. And I feel like it's because you are kind of like looking, not really, I don't feel like you're looking for the approval of your family or your elders or your ancestors, but I feel like it's more so the fear of disappointing them. I do feel like you do have this desire to make them proud, make the family proud. I'm getting the sense of there's like a lot of pride when it comes to this family. And so yeah, there's just this fear of like disappointment. But I feel like this has like been the case for like maybe multiple lifetimes. And I'm hearing from your spirit guides that they kind of are encouraging you to break this cycle. I feel like, kind of like going back to the earlier message, I do believe like there may be some like fear in regards to kind of giving into this connection. I'm even hearing like maybe for some of you, like you've been so in your mind about this connection, and I feel like your heart really wants you to, I don't know, I feel like your heart and your body is kind of like wanting you to give in to how you're feeling, but like your mind is kind of like taking the driver's seat, and it's kind of like denying you of true happiness. And I'm even hearing purpose, because of course within that twin flame dynamic there's this saying that they kind of like have this purpose together to like help create some type of shift or change in the world. And I feel like you've kind of like been ignoring this call like through multiple past lives, and I feel like you're being called to kind of like break this cycle. And then you have Archangel Michael. You're working very closely with the powerful Archangel that's protecting and guiding you through this situation. So Archangel Michael, he might be one of your spirit guides, but I feel like mostly it's like your ancestors that's coming through this message. And I'm not too familiar with Archangel Michael, but like what I do know about him is that I think he's like the angel of like he can be he's his main role is to make sure that we stay on track and that any obstacles that come in our way, like when it comes to us living out our life purpose, he's kind of meant to like clear the path for us a little bit, or a lot. So I feel like with him coming through, he's kind of like trying to clear out any obstacles getting in the way of you and this person. um yeah, like, and I'm hearing like even if that obstacle is you in your own mind, in your own beliefs, in your own fears, like I feel like he's coming through to help clear that for you, because I do get this energy, and I don't say this often, but I am getting the energy that you, when it comes to you in this connection with this person, like I feel like it's something that is meant to be, it's something that has to happen. Because I feel like I'm getting the sense also like your past version of yourselves have like done enough suffering. It's kind of like, I don't know, because I do like I have like my own beliefs about this, but like it's like making me think of like souls that have been kind of like ripped apart, like through lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes, when they were meant to be together and do life together. And can you like imagine how tired these souls will be, like if they're continuously doing this like over and over again? Because isn't that the thing with like twin flames, where like they're basically said to be like at one point they were like one soul, and then they split apart and became two souls, and then they're always like trying to find their flame or whatever or something like that. Like I don't know if, like that's why I kind of don't believe in it a little bit, because that sounds kind of, I don't know, weird to me. But if it's something that you believe in, then it may, like, I mean, that's your truth, and that's your truth. And then you have good cheer. With kind heart and humor free, may good cheer rule, so mote it be. Um, Honestly, the first thing I saw when I saw this card is it feels like some type of celebration, and honestly, it feels like some type of wedding. I don't know why, but I'm getting the energy of like a secret wedding or like some type of elopement. But whatever the case may be, I feel like there is some type of celebration, even if it's just coming from your spirit guides in your ancestors, and even the, you know, the archangels. I feel like on the spiritual realm they are celebrating this connection. It feels like a divine union, a divine, like a holy matrimony is what I'm basically hearing. So even if you don't have like the support of like the people in your life, you do have the support of, you know, the people that's backing you, like backing you up spiritually. And then let's go ahead and pull your last card. And I actually do want to read from the guidebook. And yeah, so after we pull this card and I read from the guidebook, I think I'm going to wrap up your message there, unless I get any more channeled messages from either looking at the card or reading from the guidebook. So I think this is a wolf, and it says instinct. So of course I feel like maybe your spirit guides are calling you to follow your instinct instead of you basically only listening to what your mind is telling you, or what you're or trying to only do what you think is right. I feel like you're being called to, you know, follow more so like of what feels right to you. But let me try and find this card. Okay, so it's like the last one. And it says, this card represents instinct and trusting your own animal self. It is a reminder that humans are grounded in the natural world and should respect their senses and gut reactions. The wolf is an integral creature in many North American indigenous cultures. The observation of the wolf as a wanderer made them synonymous with pathfinding and trailblazing. The wolf card may symbolize following your instinct and finding your own path through the wilderness. In Norse mythology, Fenrir was a giant wolf raised by Aesir gods who kept him magically imprisoned. The embrittled instincts of Fenrir were difficult to tame and could not be manipulated by the gods. This card urges you to trust your own instincts in the face of those who might tie you down or attempt to overpower you. It is the underlying wildness of the wolf inside the domesticated dog. This card might also be seen as as symbolic of a longing to be free from a commitment or obligation. I don't know, like maybe for some of you, I feel like I'm also getting the message of like an arranged marriage. I don't know like the background of some of the people who might watch this, but it kind of makes me feel like there was like an obligation that you kind of felt like you had to fulfill, like in regards to your partnership. And I feel like what your spirit guides are trying to call you to do is not be afraid of doing, again, what you feel is right. Don't, listen to what you feel obligated to do. But that's what I'm saying for you, pawn number 3. I really hope this message resonated with you or you were able to take something from it. I appreciate you so much for watching and being with me here today. Like I said in the intro, I'm currently not taking personal readings at this time. So please don't be scammed by anyone who may pretend to be me. If you'd like to support me or my work, you can do so by simply liking this video and sharing it with anyone you think may benefit from hearing this message or any of the messages that I gave today. Also, I'd appreciate it if you subscribed because I do plan on uploading more videos in the future. But yeah, I look forward to seeing you in a future reading.